Hey guys, we're doing an 89-part series going through the 89 chapters in the four Gospels. We're on Matthew chapter 7. The series is titled, This is Love. The question is, what is love? And through the life of Jesus and the teachings of Jesus, we're discovering what love truly is. In Matthew chapter 7, we find that love produces fruit that nourishes its enemies. Whoa. Love produces fruit that nourishes its enemies. You know, in chapter 5, 6, and 7, this whole Sermon on the Mount, Jesus is talking about turning the other cheek. Jesus is talking about going the extra mile, even especially for your enemy. Jesus talks about in this chapter, not judging others. Jesus does the golden rule, right? Is it treat others the way that you would like to be treated. And then when we get down to starting in verse 15, he talks about the tree and its fruit. And he says, when you go down to verse 20, just as you can identify a tree by its fruit, so you can identify people by their actions. And what he says is you're either going to produce good fruit or bad fruit. And what he's saying in the context of everything that he's teaching is that the key law is love others. And the key part about loving others, when you know you're really actually loving, not just being nice to people who are nice to you, is when you're loving people through your actions who don't agree with you, who you are against or they're against you, right? You don't get along with for whatever reason. And then he goes on and starting in verse 21, he says, listen, not everybody who thinks they follow me is really following me. And how do you know, you're going to actually die and you're going to get up to heaven's gates. And I'm going to go, I never actually knew you because you never loved in the way that I've called you to love. You never actually did love the right way. And we go, whoa, what is the right way? I want to know. And he says in verse 23, I'm going to tell you, I never knew you. Get away from me, you who break God's law. And we know what is the law. It can all be summed up in this. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. And he would absolutely clarify, especially love the one who doesn't love you, especially love the one that you disagree with, especially love the one you don't understand, especially love your enemy. And so love produces fruit, tangible, real action that blesses and nourishes the enemy, the other, the one different from you, the one you disagree with. And if you're not doing that in your life, if I'm not doing that in my life, we're not loving. And if we're not loving, love isn't filling us. And then we get to heaven and love goes, I never knew you. So we've got to have intimacy with the one who is love. And we'll know we do. We know him when we produce fruit that nourishes and blesses our enemies, the ones we don't agree with. We really shouldn't have any enemies, but the ones who are different from us. You know what I'm saying? Matthew chapter 7, the culmination of the Sermon on the Mount. Love is so different and so powerful.